Hey Cube fans, this is Tony Kaw with Cube. We're going to look at a real-time dashboard today that's driven by Kafka and ksql DB, going through to a React app, and of course using Cube. So we'll just take a look at the end product real quick. We've got a WebSocket connection using a number of different components here, streaming in data from our Cube deployment. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at where this is actually coming from. So over on Confluent Cloud, we have a Kafka cluster set up with data streaming. We have DataGen source connector 0 running, and we've got our message is coming in through topic 0. So we can see the messages should show up here in a second. These are streaming in a few per second. And then we have a ksql DB cluster setup, and we are pointing to a few different tables. We've got transactions, transactions T. We'll actually be connecting to transactions T from Cube, and you can see here there's a persisted query that is coming in from our Cube deployment, querying these messages. Now over in Cube Cloud, in our configuration, you can see our database URL is set to a Confluent Cloud connector, and the database type is set to ksql. Here in our data model, we have a base transactions cube, and that is bringing in the data from transactions T. We actually have a filter here where we're bringing in when we're bringing in that data, calling it base transactions, and we define each of the dimensions here that we're expecting to see, as well as some measures that we'll use to run some calculations. The most interesting part here is the pre-aggregations, where we're actually loading the streaming data into Cube Store as it appears in the ksql stream. So that's kind of the coolest part of this deployment here. You can see over in the query history, as these queries stream in, we're able to see how long they took, what the query was, and you can see these are coming through a few seconds apart, but just these little batches of queries that are going to support the front end application. And just as a reminder, back on our actual dashboard here, we have a few different components. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different components. Those are driving the queries for Cube Cloud. And let's take a look inside VS Code to see this app. So here in the dashboard page, kind of the meat of this project, we have a number of different queries, one for each of these different components. So there's users online query, that's getting the user count from the transactions cube, and we're providing a date range, so it's only going back the last 5 minutes. And we've got a number of different queries here. There's 1, 2, 3, number of different queries, one for each of those components. And then we have the result set. We're retrieving the result set from each of those queries with a subscription set to true. So again, that's for WebSockets. And then we're showing each of those in their various divs, rows, columns, just alignment here, and then showing the event cards here, showing the chart for this particular result set here. So this is an example that we have on our public GitHub under examples, so you can go check it out and get the source code for it as well. So thanks for sticking with me while we walk through the Kafka connector between ksql, Cube, and then React app.